She said.
Underway. Ready and waiting.
Guardian, please, come in.
The schematics for this structure do not fill.
That newsfeed, it's just a cover for the war cult. No, no, no.
Don't think that's gonna fly.
How did you not watch that Crucible match? You want everyone to hear? This is no time for politics. Told him so.
Glad someone's doing the hero thing all the way out there. Glad someone's doing the hero thing all the way out there.
Whole worlds of knowledge were lost in the fires of the assault. I must document all I can remember.
You want everyone to hear? Why don't they do something?
Sure. Thanks. Here you go. runs together, doesn't it? Maybe just me.
Come here and let me look at you. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We feel so much safer with you Titans out there.
Guardian. Till next time.
These shifts are killing me.
Hello, Guardian. A prepared soldier is a victorious soldier. I need your skills more than ever.
Just gonna take a minute here.
Yeah, it's one of those nights. One of those nights that we hashtag dead game the dead game. That's mean, though. It's not a dead game. It's a game lightly mired in slight controversy. I would not call it a dead game, though. I feel like that's very mean. No, we're just about to... Ah, shit. Oh, no, 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 not the corrupt, no, 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 why? Not the corrupted.
Copy that.
Of all
Standing
the
by.
things that you could have given me, why would you give me? This is like... Well, you know what? I'm not gonna be a complete pessimistic ass about it. And what the fuck? Okay, I got flanked. Oh, yep. See, this is what I was about to say before I died. Solo queuing this particular Nightfall can be a toss-up because there's so much room for it to just go horribly wrong.
Copy that. Standing by.
There's just... And if we just died on the first checkpoint, I've got I've got no hope for actually finishing this. Because the Corrupted isn't a hard strike, but it is a strike that has... I don't want to call them hidden mechanics, but it does have obscure mechanics. Like tossing the whatever sphere over to your teammates to make them more powerful and have a bigger blast radius. Like, doing this on Master Nightfall was a pain in the honking ass. And solo queuing this with people that don't know that you're supposed to throw each other the fucking ball so that you don't become a fucking ball. Just too far between, you know? It's not a good look. My hopes are unfortunately low. I mean, let's see it through. I just...
We're heading inside now.
Good.
Not a good look.
Descend to the heart of the temple. You're looking for one of the Queen's Techians. Tech witches, you Guardians call them. Her name is Sadia. She
I
was
like how she
taken,
says,
but she
you
can
know...
be saved. Her
I like
will is
how
not her
Petra
own.
says tech...
Grant her the mercy
Her will is
that
not
she
her own?
cannot grant you.
Hey... Is she of Bernard? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I like how Petra says tech witches with such contempt, as if you guys don't sound and look absolutely ridiculous calling them Techians. Like, unless they come from the planet Techie, your name for them is just as stupid. Why don't you call them psychics?
This is an elevator.
Why don't
Clear
you
the
call them
room. I'll get it working.
mediums? Soothsayers. Ascendant crawlers. Mind gamers. How about clairvoyants? Y'all call them Techians. What's a Techian? My name is Lucian, and I'm slightly syllabically offended. Like, come on, bro. Let's not throw stones in a glass city, okay? Sorry. There you go. All right, he knows. He knows the mechanics, even though he wasted the relic. I trust him to make a sound, logical decision. Here, take the fucking ball. He threw it back to me. That's unquestionably brilliant. Fine, throw it back. It's gonna be a long mission,
They've
my
sabotaged
friend.
the elevator.
Thank Jesus. I think I got killed by the Blight. I think that giant fucking washing machine just killed me. Yo, bro, Slotbox. Did he dip? Slotbox, my man. His revival priorities are all off. No ego, but I'm clearly the most valuable person on this mission. They just don't know it yet. Hell yeah, that's my story. Sticking by it too. Yeah, it looks like madness in there. Like a snow globe of death. Hey guys. How does it feel? Ah! Okay, so my intentions were pure. Bro. Oh god, this is gonna be the longest Nightfall ever. The problem with... I'm not gonna blame them entirely. What the fuck? The problem with the way I play Destiny is that I play it... Now, the problem with the way I play Destiny is that I do play it in a highly skilled way. Ah, get bent. But I play it in such a way that kind of requires my teammates to actually be fucking good. Like, there's a lot of good faith argument in the doofus way that I play this game, because I want to assume that I have teammates that will have my back. Not always the case. Not always the case. I want to do some wild, reckless shit, and sometimes I can't because, you know, your teammates are
This is an elevator. Clear
Slop.
the room. I'll get it working.
Unintended. Like, we should have been throwing each other balls constantly. This should have been... We should have been juggling them balls. Here. Oh my god. See, the fact that he's not already looking my way to be thrown a ball. Red flags. Fuck it. You can't do the fucking Nightfall like this, though. You have to juggle the balls. I'm really trying my best to, like, say this and not giggle like a 12-year-old. It's not working. But it's fucking facts. You have to be able to do this while juggling the fucking balls. That's right, you take that ball. That's right, you throw that ball. Okay, he didn't throw it at the enemy with the shield, but Rome was not built in a century. What up, slug baby? All right, let me show you how it's done. Ah! That's how you
They
do it.
sabotaged the elevator.
Yo, what up, slug booty? That was an almost perfect trade, and had we made that, that would have been God tier for everyone involved. Thank you. That's right, baby. God damn it. Everybody wants the glory of finishing the mission. Everybody wants the exotics, but nobody wants to fight the fucking bosses or throw the ball mechanics. Like, you can't have it both ways, bro. Oh, shit. Fuck. Now that is fucking clutch. Get him. Let's go. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I want to record that. That was so good. I enjoyed every second of that. That's clutch, man. That's clutch as hell. What was that, 27 minutes in? I gotta timestamp that. Where's my pad of notes? That was too good. Ah! This gun is so dope. Alright. How we doing this? It's your boy! Eat them peanuts, 445. Oh, he lucky. He lucky he got out of that one with his pancreas attack. Come on, Cartesian. Don't fail me. Don't fail me, booby. Let me get that boss spec. That's how you do it. Shit. That's not good. Shit. Double shit. Triple shit. Quadruple shit! Huh. Glad I got out of there when I could. Alright. Take some of the heat off. I mean, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Why isn't this thing dead? This game trying to give me a hernia? Oh my god. Bro, this ain't even cute. Like, I'm legit trapped back here. This ain't funny. I know what you're thinking. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, right? Can I get out of this fuck dimension? This is so ass. Why am I here? This game hates black people. I feel attacked. I feel legitimately attacked by racism. What up, guys? Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm gonna keep running. I can hear his feet. I can hear his feet stomping. Clearly there's some mods that need to be switched around. What is this? Don't be high level. Thank you. High resilience, but why things continue to drop under 50 in this game is completely beyond me, so. I'm not even gonna pretend to have the answers to these questions. Yeah, why not? If I had one wish, it'd be to have more wishes. Dog. Fuck, trying to make it rhyme. Throw them stones with your bitch ass. Hmm? I want to address controversy, but I feel like the moment-to-moment going-ons of this Nightfall are just as exciting as, well, complaining about Bungie pulling the rug out from under the fan base by not being, intentionally, very intentionally and manipulatively not being 100% clear about the pricing scheme for the Witch Queen dungeons. The fact that they're not part of the season pass is insidious. But we'll address that after this. We'll address that after this. It is insidious, though. And, you know, I feel like Bungie is really playing fast and loose with their reputation and their community's faith in them by continuing to do rug pulls like this. And I call it a rug pull only because I can't see any other developer or any other creator that would be in the kind of position that Bungie's in and use it to actively abuse their fan base. Like, I mean, I guess you get a lot of social credit. No, see, I don't want to talk about it now. No. But, opening thesis statement. I guess you just build up a lot of social credit for having revolutionized first-person shooters on console and for making one of, you know, the most mechanically satisfying and successful games in a genre that you kind of created. Like, the fact that people still play Destiny the way they do, myself included, in the face of games like Borderlands, The Division, Anthem, Outrider, like, so many games have tried this. Warframe, so many games have tried this and failed. And even though Bungie's definitely racked up a few good failures, especially when it comes to the launching and execution of certain pieces of content in this game and this game itself.
That's the witch. Remember, we're here to save her.
By and large, any other developer has and would have just completely they completely would have eaten ass in a way that Bungie has, but they're like Dave Chappelle almost. They're like uncancelable. No matter how heinous the shit they do is, how harmful it may be. Why do you want to throw that to me, dick face? Whatever, eat an asshole. All you had to do was hit the right fucking trigger, you bitch. Throw balls! Pussies. I just think 4th time's a charm plus cranial spike is so unfair for this gun. Because look what it's doing. This is why I love this roll so much. Cranial spike ups the
Watch
damage.
that debris.
Every 4 precision hits lands 2 rounds back in the magazine. At a magazine of 14, that means you're looking at an increase of at least a potential high magazine of at least 22 bullets, and that's if they're all precision hits. And after the 5th hit, cranial spike increases the damage. Like it's literally a dead man's tale made specifically for shooting bosses. Like that's what it's fucking for. Wow. Wow. I know, you thought I was being an egotistical asshole when I said I was the most valuable person on the team. And that his revive priorities were all fucked up. I told you. I did not say what I said out of arrogance. I said it because I know I care. I know I care that much about the mechanics and what's going on in the game. Throw it to me, fool! Throw it at me! Throw it at me! Throw it at me! Thank you! Fuck. Well, shit.
We've got her on the run. Keep it up.
Okay, well. I was about to say, this is why you should always reload your guns. This was precisely why you should reload your guns. That's entirely why I got it. Puka chaka puka chaka puka chaka 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 chaka. Curb your turkey, Tom. Oh, poor turkey, Tom. Again, this run is entirely ass, but you know, we're gonna ignore that. How did that even happen? How, niggas? How did they both die? How did they both die, though? How? How? How did you both die? This is why you trust your instincts. When you die on the first checkpoint of a Nightfall, you should probably just go to orbit and try and requeue. No offense to these two. But you know, when you be adulting, you just simply don't have the time for failures of this magnitude. You just don't. Like, you want to get in, get out. Don't nobody want to spend a half an hour on the Corrupted. Nobody want to spend a half hour on the Corrupted. I know I don't. booty ass strike, booty ass taken, booty ass, all of this booty. This whole strike is booty. It's not. It's actually not. I am mad that we're losing the hollowed lair, though, for this haberdashery. Like, very striking visuals. If, you know, I know this is unreasonable, but from, like, a game design standpoint, had this boss fight actually had this witch, like, taking pieces of the debris from the environment and flinging them at you, and you have to, like, shoot them down with your guns in between, but, like, there's so many ways to have made this boss fight interesting that they just didn't capitalize on. Yo, hold these. I'm coming for them cheeks, Cydia! Coming for them cheeks, Cydia! Gonna crack me some daddy cheeks. Crack me some daddy cheeks. Crack me some daddy cheeks.
My queen cannot trust me after this.
Nope. You done fucked up, girl. Clearly the best purchasing decision I've ever made. Okay. Excuse me. Well, that wasn't fun. Nothing like completing a nightfall and not getting any shards of anything. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, what are we all if not Ascendant Shards at the end of the day, right? We're all... There's a little bit of an Ascendant Shard and all that. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. These games are the same. They're rotting my brain, love. Give me a moment.
The Red Legion has compromised this planet's crust. My scouts report multiple seismic events across the surface.
Analyzing radio chatter. Commander, I believe the Legion is responsible. Perhaps they are conducting some sort of research?
Huh. Even their scientists are bullies. On your right, a waterfall of Vex milk. Yes, Vex milk. Hey, Failsafe, you're all cozy in your data core. Any advice on an energy shield?
I believe the nearby Vex constructs maintain that barrier.
Well, I could have... Okay, we'll shoot them. What could the Red Legion possibly be drilling for?
According to radio chatter, they want to build more guns. Who could have guessed? Zavala, looks like the drills are manned by a full battalion of Cabal.
A full battalion? What is that to you, who have slain gods in the heart of the Black Garden?
You know, Cade got stuck stealing from the Vex. Why didn't that happen to the Red Legion?
Calculating Red Legion's similarity to the Cade 6, 0.0001%. Plus, you know, Cade's dumb.
You are both depressing and unhelpful. I think they want their drill back. Let's hope this thing launches in the right direction, or it's going to be a short trip. Zavala, modular mine neutralized. Hey, Failsafe.
Yes, friendly ghost?
We did it. We did a great job. Admit it.
Technically, the captain did. You live in his backpack.
Ugh. Switch off.
children. Me, perhaps. You die instead.
Ah. So yeah, had to refresh my brain a bit there. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So controversy, yes, controversy. Oh, your legs are gone, D. 4 times the charm's about to take out them legs. Look at how many rounds I get. I love this fucking gun. All right, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, controversy. So, yeah.
You're dead.
I was under the impression.
He put us in chains to rot, to die. He had to die.
You know, I'm genuinely under the impression that sometimes they're just sneaking extra voice lines into this game to further contextualize the strikes. This isn't the first time I've heard something like this. There's moments like this also in Warden of Nothing. Shit. That's another strike we're gonna lose. Anyway, fuck. In Warden of Nothing, the Drifters got like some throwaway lines about the Warden AI's chamber and what it means. They added that probably sometime in 2020 because I've never heard the Drifter talk. Like, there's little extra ancillary lines and little contextual thingies that help the story out and give the missions more context. But by and large, yeah. So to address the elephant, I know it's an elephant everyone's already addressed, but monetization in Destiny is an ongoing topic, especially with the Festival of the Cost going on as it does. I think... What the shit? Where in the fuck am I? I'm dead. I think
this was a very boneheaded move on Bungie's part. Like, I understand that Destiny is a game that needs to make money. I also understand that the upkeep, maintenance, and development of such an ambitious game is probably very expensive and unprecedented from a development perspective. You know, like, I feel like credit has to be given where credit is due, because as we have seen firsthand, many have tried what Bungie has done and failed. They've either not had the money, the player base, the mechanics weren't polished enough, the world was not compelling enough, the gameplay loop not satisfying enough. For everything that Destiny does right, it is exemplified not by the fact that people take it so, people get so incensed when things go wrong, but because they cultivated a fan base that cares enough, even when it's gone horribly wrong. Like, you know, Destiny has loot problems. The player base begrudgingly plays it while lamenting the state of the game. Anthem has loot problems. 2/3 of the player base disappears. Outriders has loot problems. People just stop involving themselves in the end game. It says a lot that I can talk very casually about current events, access things from memory, think up the things that I do. Think up the things I do while playing this game, because it says a lot about the game's innate muscle memory, but also the fact that its sandbox is so consistent more often than not, and so satisfying to mess around in, that I've almost made my own meta. I've almost made my own meta out of just playing the game with like different equipment sets and different weapons, and I'm always doing a catalyst or a bounty or you know, like the amount to which I've min-maxed this ridiculous game is a testament to just how polished and how playable it is. So I say that, you know, to say that I would never have the kind of latitude that Bungie has with their fan base, or the kind of latitude, and exploit it the way they do. And I don't think what they're doing is inherently malicious, but it is narcissistically cheeky. Almost as, like, every time Bungie does something really stupid, I feel like their response is to be like Alfred E. Newman and just give the what me worry look. Like, oh, we had no idea this was gonna piss a bunch of people off. Yes, you did. You can't simultaneously have the reputation of being so in touch with your community and at the same time make so many ridiculously blatant anti-consumer moves towards the monetization and content of your game that you just repeatedly keep pissing your fan base off. Like, when people, and you know, I know things become a meme the more you say them. This was something that I definitely experienced in I'll say a relationship where instead of changing your issues or the things you do, you instead just like keep doing the dumb shit and saying I'm sorry for different reasons every time, and thinking that, I mean, that's enough, you know, because I don't know, because you're pretty and you're generous and you can hold a conversation, you got a cute laugh, and all of these great things about you are supposed to be like the mitigating factor in your fuckery, when really the truth of the matter is it doesn't matter how many fucking times you say sorry. If you keep doing the same shit, you're going to erode people's confidence in you. And to say, and just like this person was not the person they could have been, really should have been, and the person that they viewed themselves as, or someone who could improve and learn from their mistakes, And instead of having to constantly backpedal through the last mistake they made, iterate and just become better and become bigger and badder and, you know, more awesome, are just content to make the same mistake over and over and apologize every time. And yeah, you know, while Bungie is content to just, especially as of late, I've noticed, push and pull and fuck around with Destiny to the point that would be breaking for anyone else. You know, just like the relationship I mentioned, it doesn't matter how many times you say sorry if you keep making the same mistake. And Bungie has significantly eroded the confidence and patience of a lot of people. Not even just the top streamers that they managed to convince to come back to the game, but that of the fan base as well. To the point where it's like, the fury of the storm, when a new game is announced for release, you have to temper your expectations. You have to temper your excitement and your hype with knowing the other shoe is going to drop, which is, alright, how is this going to be monetized? I've felt this for like the past 3 expansions. Like when Shadowkeep was coming out, I was like, oh shit, the moon. Oh shit, the Cosmodrome. Abadaba. No, I was like, oh shit, the moon. Oh shit, Eris Morn. Oh shit, raids. Ah! And then the other shoe dropped, and it's like, okay, so what's the price? Oh, okay, the price is like $40 or $60 if you want. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And then Beyond Light gets announced, and we're like, holy shit, new planet. Holy shit, Cosmodrome. Holy shit, Europa. Holy shit, Deepstone Crypt. Exos, Drifter, Eris, Darkness subclasses. Can you tell that I'm swaying in my seat right now like a lunatic? You can't, but it's because I am. And that's exactly the point. But similarly, the hype dies down, and you're like, okay, how much is it gonna be? $70. Ah! I feel my asshole clench when that happened. Like, it was like the second I realized it was gonna be $70, I was like, like I got caught a hernia just upon hearing that it was gonna be $70. And that's fine. That's fine. But I felt like the same thing happened here, except to an even worse degree. Because while annual passes may have turned into season passes pretty smoothly, and the content reflected that pretty nicely, sans Season of the Worthy and Season of the Hunt, whoops, sorry guys, it was kind of doo-doo. The other shoe could not have dropped harder with the release of The Witch Queen. And I feel like Bungie knows this to an extent, because they know stylistically. They have to know stylistically. It's bred into the very fabric of the fucking thing. They know for a fact that this is a spiritual sequel, so to speak, of The Taken King. Their previous gold standard of expansions, expanded gameplay, mechanics, subclasses, weapons, you name it. This was their moment for Destiny 2. Forsaken may in a lot of ways be seen as the moment that saved Destiny 2, whereas it kind of did. It kind of did. Like, all of the fuckery that happened in Destiny 2 Year 1 and the first 2 expansions, Forsaken was definitely a palate cleanser for that.
Scouts have reported a sudden change in Taken behavior in the EDZ.
At the same time,
Quite. They are collaborating, moving together with purpose.
Taken Queen,
like a proper marching unit.
Taken Queen, Witch Queen.
I want to know if this has to do
Witch
with the
Queen
activity Ikora has reported on
has
the
that prestige attached to it.
Bad news at the
Like,
Taken crown
it
a new
has
king. We'll have a look around.
It has don't fuck this up energy all over it. Like the guy in the comic book store that looked at John Barenthal when he realized that he was playing the Punisher. He was like, read this, 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 and this. Don't read that. Read this. Do not fuck this up. Like,
one of my teams reported Taken
somebody at
energy
Bungie should be
affecting
looking at
the
them
water
like,
supply. Our purification
The Taken
tech can only
King
do so
is
much.
synonymous
If the contamination spreads, people will
with
die.
quality, with overhaul, with rebirth, with revitalization, with a depth of content, okay, that rivaled the entirety of the base game, and cinematic qualities that the series had not seen up until that point. The way the story is portrayed in The Taken King compared to really I don't think this franchise has, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think the franchise has reached the high of the Taken King since the Taken King. The mission variety, the area that was the Dreadnought, the raid, the weapons, the new like everything that was introduced, the power system, infusions, all of the things that were introduced to Destiny. You know, it's synonymous with these things. So for the Taken King to be synonymous with this new announcement, the Witch Queen, the do not fuck this up energy is strong. And while the initial announcement was definitely radiating that we are not gonna fuck this up energy, Bungie just kind of threw a bunch of shoes at us, because the first shoe dropped when you realized the monetization. Okay, it's gonna be $60. Then there's a limited edition that's $80. And hey, our company somehow made it to 30 years without bankruptcy or liquidation, so pay us more money for a weapon that is synonymous with overpowered silliness. The weapon we said we'd never bring back ever again. And we're bringing it back again for an extra $25. Oh, and
we're making
you get
good
dungeons.
progress, but Taken energy readings are still off the charts.
There must be a source. The Cabal
While
hurt
there
our
are-
Scallion, but the Taken could ruin the EDZ forever.
While there are
Put an
problems
end to this.
This place is
that in
old.
particular that are just kind of
Good thing
small
we
in
can't
my
get
opinion,
tetanus.
as they were.
This facility provided water for many generations, if for nothing else but principle. I'm glad you're reclaiming it.
This dialogue is so weird. Anyway, oh, water filtration. That's so nice. Fuck you. I don't like the fragmented pricing structure that the game, like the increasingly fragmented pricing structure that the game has seemed to have. There should not be a limited edition and a Bungie 30th anniversary edition. That's the fucking silliest thing I've ever heard. Like, why isn't that just the limited edition? I used to love back in the day when there were only 2 versions of games, but I digress. Of course, you know, it's structured this way to be like movie theater fucking popcorn. The base game is already $60. You're already talking literally 60% of the total value that they want to sell you. So then once you've crossed the $60 threshold, it's like, well then why not pay 20 extra bucks for the deluxe edition? Yeah, why not pay 20 extra? It's just 20 extra bucks. It's 20 bucks. It's like a third of the cost. Which is fine. I feel like that's the route that most people would have gone if you were not all that invested in Bungie's 30th anniversary or did not give a shit about the Gjallarhorn. Because if you're a Destiny 2 player, you have no idea what that is or what it means. It'd be a novelty to you, but not something that would warrant an extra purchase. Which is fine. Hey, get the limited edition. Why not? And then, you know, if you want to get your Gjallarhorn on and have some extra missions and a cool dungeon, get the you know, you get it for yourself. The problem is that everyone assumed, and this is not entirely their fault, because Bungie is counting on and probably knows that outside of seeing the cool-ass trailer, skimming over the TWAB, getting caught up in the hype on Reddit, nobody's gonna read the fucking fine print on that shit. And unfortunately, everyone just found out that the fine print on that shit was, oh yeah, well, the only version of Destiny 2 that comes with the additional dungeons is the $100 Bungie 30th Anniversary Edition. Not the limited edition, which basically comes with the equivalent of the Season Pass. But that the dungeons are also separate. Oh, but wait, you'll be able to buy them at a later date for an unspecified price. And we have controversy. And what I think it is I think it's very insidious and very manipulative. You know, Bungie seems to be preoccupied with speed running the realization that maybe Activision was not actually the bad guy in this whole Destiny fiasco. And this was something that I said to my friend. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna leave that. This is something that I said to my friend at one point, like, you know, I am convinced that Bungie is just an incredibly...
This looks much worse than I was imagining.
Incredibly talented studio made of some of the best, most talented minds and artists and composers in the industry. Bar none. Even though their game list is not extensive or as rave reviewed as some developers, their legacy is sound and secure. Their bar of quality is oftentimes unmatched and highly sought after but never fully replicated. Like every game they've ever made, every game that they've made that I've ever seen or that I have had the pleasure of growing up with and playing has not only been incredibly influential, but so influential that it sets genre standards.
Killed the guy in charge and his big scary
leaves
light.
the competition desperately trying, sometimes for entire generations, to replicate that same formula. I watched it happen with Halo. I've been actively watching it happen with Destiny for the past 7 or so years. It's just what they do. They're that good. But when that... Well, that was pretty. That whole thing, I only killed 15 enemies. That's hilarious. Anyway, as I was saying, I feel like, you know, to some degree, they seem to be under the impression that this reputation they earned is a blank check for the patience of their audience. And I feel like this monetization scheme was not only intentionally and incredibly manipulative, but it also crosses over into the point of being blatantly disrespectful. Because if there's one thing I can't stand personally, it's semantics. And I don't like semantics-based arguments, not because I can't hang, but because if you have to remove context and intent from your words or your actions in order to absolve yourself of any guilt or any accountability, then you're not only making a bad argument, but you're making an incredibly disingenuous one. And while you may be able to win an argument of semantics, the person you're quote-unquote winning over is not going to have any more respect for you than they did before the argument, and you will have chipped away at a little bit of them in the process. Regardless of whether you were wrong or right, you will have chipped away a bit at them in the process. I can tell you this from experience, having done it, and having had it done to me, and now being able to see it from a mile away to the point where it frustrates people that try to do it to me now. That having been said, for Bungie to announce the dungeons for Bungie to announce the packages for the Witch Queen the way they did, and then have that dungeon thing be a fine print detail that they willingly, there's no way you're going to tell me Bungie doesn't check their Reddit, doesn't check social media, doesn't read their forums. They let people run around with the impression that everybody would be getting these dungeons if they at least got the limited edition of the game. Or at the very least, one of the 2 dungeons, because previously with expansions, one dungeon was always part of the package. To hear that the dungeons are separate and part of a 2 to 3 tiered content package, not only does it feel like a rug pull of crypto scam proportions, but it feels like Bungie's doing it because they know they can. And because they know they're in a position where they're offering something no one else is, and almost holding the player to ransom. Like, you know you like playing Destiny. You know it's a good game. You know others have tried and failed. You know this content's gonna be good. You know you're gonna play it. Just pay for it, which is fine. Look, avid Destiny player. To the point where I was level 420 during Season of the Worthy.
I can get us to the bottom of the temple from here. Cover me.
So my ability to play this game and enjoy it, even during one of the worst content droughts in franchise history, speaks for itself. There's ample game in this game to be mined. I've played this game probably more hours than I have most rhythm games, which is saying a lot considering who I am. And even though I was already going to get this content, being the fan of the game I am, I can still see how that was just kind of slimy, a little bit gross, and extremely annoying to have to deal with. Because I don't mind playing Destiny. But I have friends that I'd love to play Destiny. I have people I'd love to introduce to playing Destiny. And when I hit them with this $100 entrance fee, or else you're not going to play half of the content that I enjoy, or the fact that there's 3 tiers of content and some of it's locked behind a season pass and some of it isn't, and then, oh yeah, there's other expansions that were released previously, but oh wait, but this location's going to go, and now half the story is... You know, it's like Sean C said. It's like ordering a filet mignon, and it's incredible, like right? Like it's incredibly made filet mignon, and then they garnish it with like a chicken nugget, like from McDonald's. Like the strength of the announcement spoke for itself in terms of strength, in terms of hype. Bungie had it. They could have left the dungeons part of it and nobody would have been the wiser, nobody would have said anything. But when they openly, one would say with an undeserved amount of confidence, just slipped out there that the 2 dungeons would not be coming with certain editions of the game, they shot themselves in the foot. Because I think to people, look, if you're a fan of Destiny, if you're a fan of this type of game, like to me, an extra $20, an extra, oh fuck, I'm dead. An extra $20, an extra $40 is not a big deal. It really isn't. Not in the grand scheme of things. Not when you consider how long you play this game and, you know, how long the fucking tail is. I can say, though I've spent an unreasonable amount of money on this game, though thankfully we're not in the thousands yet, as far as purchasing expansions and such goes. Even though the money isn't the problem, it's what it represents. For a game that's already got so much fragmented content between the free-to-play, between the content vaulting, between the limited and special edition shit, and the vaulted content, and the vaulted guns and catalysts, and the fact that the dungeons are not coming with certain editions of the content means that Bungie is pretty much testing their hand, whether it's successful or not, at monetizing dungeon content. This is content that originally came with expansions or were included as free surprises, which was very pleasant, you know. I like the Shattered Throne. I like Presage. I do not like the Pit of Heresy, but that's only because it's incredibly hard and I have bad teams. Also, I'm garbage. Excuse me. You know, like, I like the dungeons. I think they're really well-made pieces of content that that stand up on their own, and in the case of Prophecy, can be really evocative, visually resplendent, and mechanically really interesting. You know, they're a nice breakup from the raids, which are like, you know, I like dungeons because they're like mini raids with high stakes. the announcement doesn't scream to the pocket as much as it screams to Bungie's intentions for the game. And I think the fact that they've just shown that they're willing to carve out dungeons as potentially FOMO content is very worrying, not only because that means that they're going to be doing that for the foreseeable future of Destiny, which means that the quality of the dungeons may go down, but again, that others in the industry may look at what the fuck Bungie is doing and going, hey, if they can cut out seminal pieces of content, monetize it, and still have a strong enough fan base for it to work, what's stopping us from doing that? What's stopping EA from fucking selling you Madden and then via a season pass selling you the Super Bowl? I know that's a weird hyperbolic, you know, doomsday scenario straw man to bring up, but you know, I genuinely mean it. I'm very serious, you know. When I look at a game like Resident Evil 2, which is not the same type of game, but just threw high quality content on the table for free, to the point where I wanted to buy the $14 fucking costume pack. Because, like, the Fourth Survivor, the Kendo gun shop story, you know, the beat, like, Resident Evil 2 is such a fully packed piece of gaming media with so much high quality, free extra content that paying $14 for some extra costumes and music felt like a steal by comparison. And while I'm not saying that Bungie has to go back to their old content models in order to, you know, in order for the game to feel valuable again, I feel like giving your audience the sense that more forms of monetization may be encroaching, when that in itself is enough to overshadow the quality of the content, when that in and of itself makes your fan base feel that you're trying to make them pay for content they don't even know whether or not they'll like, which means they're thinking about that in the first place, you've kind of fucked up. You've kind of fucked up, and you've kind of fucked up because you've instilled in your fan base a culture that makes them suspicious and untrusting of you. Paul Tassi made a very good point when he said that, you know, whenever Destiny's in the news, it's because they're probably doing something shitty to their fan base or to the game. And it's true. I would love for the fan base to be arguing about what their favorite exotic is, not whether or not Bungie's latest insidious move is insidious or not. And it's sad because I think there are some people that are genuinely on the Destiny team, people that work at Bungie, that
There's our
absolutely
you ready?
love making this game. You know, artists that love modeling the weapons, and like people that genuinely love doing what they do. You know what I mean? But that doesn't change the fact that their love is kind of being... The business side of that love is really, really putting a strain on the quality of not only the product, but its reputation. I love... You see that? You see what I mean? Remember what I was saying earlier? You see how Malcore and Fluid Leak turned around so they could get some of that nuke goodness? Oh boy, we was out in these streets. Get that broad. Get her. Ah!
She's escaping.
I love it when I have a good Nightfall team. That's how you put Zadia in check. Chronic bitch dependency, Tom. You have to put that hoe in a hoe's place. I had to escape. There was no other way. It was either that or eat a checkpoint, and I didn't want to eat a checkpoint. I know they're gonna understand. But yeah, man, like I was saying, like I feel like if they don't unfuck this, this is going to be a pretty significant erosion of the fan base. Because, like it or not, I feel like Bungie has been trying to prove for some time that they just really want to have their cake and eat it too. And I don't think they realize that that isn't fucking possible. Oh god. Like, you can't appeal to the better nature, you can't appeal to your audience for being wonderful and then just keep repeatedly doing heinous shit to them. And time and again, it feels like Bungie is just really trying to see how far they can push their fan base. Because for a game that makes millions in microtransactions, whose Eververse store is ever expanding more than the goddamn loot in the game itself, whose production values and player numbers are some of the highest and most respectable in the industry. And for a game that, against all odds, has not only survived way longer than anyone ever thought it would, but every game that tried to be like it or iterate on its formula pretty much, I won't say failed, but did not even approach the astronomical heights that Destiny managed to in the same time period. Not even Warframe. Even Warframe, Digital Extreme managed to erode a significant portion of their player base with bad decisions, and a lot of those people didn't come back. People have quit Destiny and come back repeatedly. You know. But that's to say that this situation's fucked. I feel like Bungie, that's what I was going to say earlier. I feel like Bungie really wants that, oh, that guy's dead. Bungie wants to have their cake and eat it too by trying to price, piecemeal, and present this game to core followers as if they're mainstream, and then present things to the mainstream as if they're core followers, when we all know that that's not the case. Shit. Oh, come on, man. Anyway. Because the way the package is presented, I get it and it appeals to me. I don't know how I could convince anybody else to buy into Destiny or play it if they haven't been playing it already. I don't know how I could convince them what the value is when nearly all of its content and story has been jettisoned from the fucking game. We lost the Red War. We lost the Curse of Osiris. We lost Warmind. We are in the process of losing half of Forsaken, which means we're losing the death of Cayde 6 and Uldren Sov's death. Like, the only story that's going to be left in this game in February 2022 is going to be Shadowkeep's non-story of a story, Beyond Light's cliffhanger prologue of a story, and whatever the fuck the Witch Queen is going to be.
My queen.
Content.
Trust me after
I think.
This.
I feel like to a degree, the decision to stick with Destiny 2 and just keep expanding it was probably the worst decision they could have made. Because unfortunately at this point, 4 years into Destiny 2, we have almost deleted all of the original Destiny 2 from the game. This content is not evergreen, it's not revisitable. Destiny 1, I can boot it up, I can play Vanilla, House of Wolves. What were those expansions? I could play Vanilla, I can play Dark of the Moon. Was that? No, that's a Transformers movie. Oh my god. Will of Crota? There we go. Will of Crota? Is that what it was called? Scrota, Sack of Oryx. You can play that. You can play Taken King. You can play Rise of Iron. You can play all the expansions, all the stories, all the blah, blah, blah. Revisit all of that as much as you want. Love it. Do it. The entire first game story is in there. Even the corny vanilla shit that they retconned in this game is still in there. If I were a new Destiny 2 player, I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on. And not only would I not know what the fuck is going on, but now I have no way to play or experience this content. This high quality ass content. We lost missions like Homecoming. Like the first mission of Forsaken? I forgot what it was called. With Cayde? Those quality boss fights from Forsaken? Even more raid content? It just doesn't bode well. It just doesn't bode well in the grand scheme of things. And, you know, that on top of this dungeon announcement, it's just not a good look. It's just not a good look for the Bunge. And while I see their intent, while I could come up with a number of justifiable reasons and thoughts, oh, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this to us? The fact of the matter is that it's not that they're doing it, it's the way they've chosen to do it. And it's, you know, the lack of transparency. They can't say it's for fucking money. They can't. Not after announcing that they just expanded their studio in several different directions, reshuffled a lot of key roles in the company, and plan on supporting Destiny for the near future as a cross-platform, multimedia IP. I don't want to hear that they're selling dungeons separately because they need the fucking money. That ain't the case at this point. Destiny 2 has millions of concurrent players daily. They revitalized the game during this current Blackburn era. Don't tell me that people are not spending heaps of money on all of this Festival of the Lost horse shit. Like, there are whales out there in the world, and while I am not one of them, this is a very whale-heavy, FOMO-driven experience. You're talking about a game that went from announcing... You're talking about a game that announces when people get exotics. When you're in the social space, it announces when people unlock exotics. This is something the first game did not do. In the original Destiny, you would walk up to somebody, look at them, say, what the fuck? What weird shit you've got on. Let me look at this guy. And then you realize they're wearing an exotic piece of armor, and you're like, holy fuck! You know, you start losing your mind. In Destiny 2, I thought it was a very funny stylistic choice that in the tower, they always tell you whenever somebody gets an exotic or an ornament. And while it seems like a silly, innocuous thing, it's actually a psychological ploy. If you see someone else unlocking an exotic, this triggers something in your brain that says, oh, cool, he unlocked an exotic. When's the last time I unlocked an exotic? I wonder if I have that exotic. How do I get that exotic? And what do I have to... It's fuckery. Why would you care? Why would you care for any reason at all? Why someone you don't know got an exotic you probably did not care about or think about prior to that moment? It ain't to inform you of that. It ain't to congratulate the player. It's to instill FOMO in you and make you either want to play the game more or grind away at it until you can get what they got. It's a psychological ploy. Okay? Just like making Festival of the Lost, putting a community up to vote in what armors they want, and then putting the armor behind a paywall. Yeah, I know Bright Dust exists. Fuck you. It's still behind a paywall. Because there isn't nearly enough Bright Dust to go around in the Festival of the Lost event for you to have 18,000 worth of Bright Dust to either buy them with your ill-gotten gains something wonderfully insidious when they throw a Sparrow out there that has 2,500 Bright Dust as the cost. But it's either $45 in real money or $18,000 in fake currency that you've probably already spent. Right after putting these costumes up to a highly anticipated and highly trafficked community vote. It's manipulative horseshit. Which is fine, because there are people willing to buy them. I'm one of those people. There are people that were willing to get it with Bright Dust. Again, I'm one of those people. Granted, I only had 12,000. Fuck. But I'm one of those people. To me, it's fine. In the grand scheme, those should have been unlockable prizes for whoever played the game or got enough pages to unlock the whole book. Or, you know, the Dino armor should have been like the final reward. Maybe get all the fucking triumphs. But it should have been a prize. And the way they presented it, you thought it would have been part of the event. But of course, the event has come out. It's not part of it. They're only going to get away with this level of rug pull for so long. They're already not getting away with it. And like I said earlier, the sheer level of do not fuck this up.
Could you say that again? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Siri, shut up. The sheer level of do not fuck this up energy coming off this game. I feel like someone really needs to, if they have not already, they need to have a meeting. Because management, to me, at Bungie is kind of fucked. Some of the best developers in the industry, some of the most talent I've ever seen. Horrible, horrible managerial decisions. Many of which the company is still feeling to this day. Okay? There's a reason Destiny 1 and 2 seemingly had the same development cycle. There's a reason that even free of Activision, Bungie fucks up and can't meet their release dates. Releases subpar updates and expansions that have the fan base scratching their head at the quality.
Welcome back. Sign, please.
There will always be people
Transfer.
that are willing to accept your fuckery.
Transfer.
And it's absolutely true
Acknowledged.
that there is ultimately far more money in the casual audience than it is your hardcore players. But
Sign, please.
when the idea of playing this game, when the idea of
Anything for you.
distrust
Believe this is home.
takes root, when people pay money for this game and don't know what they're buying, or worse, when they do commit their cash and find out that they're not getting what was expected or that the content is subpar, like the feeling I had after I fucking beat Curse of Osiris. And Jessica and I pretty much beat Panopti's ass in one night. That feeling never goes away. Like, I'm pretty sure some people are still, like, banging their heads trying to remember what the hell happened in Shadowkeep. Because nothing happened in Shadowkeep. Except the raid. You do that for long enough, you will not inspire hate. You will not inspire defenders. What you will instead trigger is what every other developer attempting to do this game has done. You will trigger apathy. You will trigger indifference. And I feel like unless Bungie rights the ship on this dungeon shit, either in this TWAB or the next,
I wish I could talk more, but I am working now.
This issue is going to follow them all the way up until launch, and I feel like it's not an issue that you want them to be talking about during the holidays.
Quite the year, haven't we?
It's an issue that you don't want them to be talking up in the lead up to your game. You don't want people to be still talking about this. They should have never announced this. The dungeon should have been part of it, in my humble opinion. I understand Bungie needs to make money, but further fragmenting this game's content and substantive value, especially considering what they're charging for this expansion, it just seems like a really bad decision, just soaked in arrogance. Yay! Some goofy shit.
I wish I could talk more, but I am working now after all.
If nothing exciting happens, like next week or whatever, like,
It's just one.
this next stream, the next stream
so much.
is probably going to be me reading this lore book. It's either going to be me reading this lore book, or like, wait, what's next week? Okay, Halloween is on Sunday. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
The Traveler will see us through this. I imagine your life must be terribly exciting.
Yeah, so Halloween's on Sunday. Yeah, might be the next thing might be reading those
remind
books.
me of someone I haven't seen for a long, long time.
Oh wow, that's this week.
Almost done, I think. What do you think of my new space? I'm still
Shit.
decorating.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to that. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like they need to unannounce the dungeon thing if they really want to save face, or this is going to follow them all the way up until launch. And while it won't hurt their pockets, it will definitely erode their reputation just a little bit more with the fan base. And I don't think that's something that Bungie can afford right now. I mean, again, I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm talking about socially, which is their most valuable asset. I don't care how many whales they lure in. Their most valuable asset, whether they believe it or not, is not their most valuable asset.
I never thought I'd live to see the darkness return.
Is not how well they make their games. It's not. Their most valuable asset is the vibranium-coated community that they have, who forgives them of all their bullshit. And no one is too big to fail.
Stop by today.
Not even Bungie. Okay? While I totally embrace the meme and think it's really funny that Microsoft has been struggling to make a good Halo game
Worlds of knowledge were lost
since
in the fires
Bungie
of the
left,
assault.
just a testament
I
to their
must
legacy.
document all I can remember.
At the same time, gotta say it again, at the same time, the mistakes and quality spikes that have been occurring in the franchise since they went independent. You know, I'll say since Shadowkeep. Court of public opinion. Not entirely favorable. And again, I don't want to hear some bullshit spiel about entitled gamers and all of that other horse shit because, I don't know, people are paying hundreds of dollars for this fucking game, and
Get a little joy.
the Destiny fan base is like, you know, again, people like to joke and say it's like a battered housewife or it's like Stockholm Syndrome. It really is, though. In some ways, like, not to make light of something serious, in a lot of ways it is, because they've been burned so much. In some cases, so deeply.
I never thought I'd live to see the darkness return.
It's like... I worry about Bungie. Then again, I've been worrying about Bungie for years, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm finna eat this cat.
Zavala and Eris must understand that they are fighting for the same side.
I told her this wasn't done.
Give the world what you want to receive.
Stop it! Someone's looking.
I'm really trying to get a good shot of me and this cat, and it's just not working.
I'd live to see the darkness return.
You see what I mean? Why do I care that this person found the Prometheum Spur? That's a bum-ass... But no, why? Because Bungie wants to FOMO me. Man, I'm about to eat this motherfucker. No. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. With an unusual amount of detail and reasoning, as I am wont to do. I know how it be with me. But I sound sure of myself. A little bit all over the place. Definitely don't sound like I'm afraid of the bass in my voice. But everyone's got their quirks.
Wonderful. Did your muscles get bigger?
I love every content creator out there.
Thank the traveler for gathering.
Thank the traveler for this bullshit. Anyway. It's like trying to squeeze blood from a stone, really.
Different than the old one.
What the fuck is Eva talking about? Talking about the...
Just gonna take a minute here.
That it smells differently compared to the... Eva, what the fuck?
The oldest encryption
Anyway,
Zavala and Eris must understand that they are
People about to
fighting
be making
for
me
the
angry,
same
yo.
side.
She be making me mad. These challenges really dried up towards the end, didn't they?
Still more to do. I could use some coffee.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yep.
I'm finna call it a call for now, but
Thank you.
I think I will attempt
Hello, Guardian.
a run of the Shattered Realm. Ooh, Outlaw and opening shot? Would a range masterwork? Why y'all do this to me? I feel like that's unnecessary for Shepherd's Watch, though. It has such a... Why was I under the impression that the magazine was more generous than that? I must be thinking of Praedyth's Revenge. Yeah, Retrofuturist. It's a shotgun with one for all on it. Oh! Jeebus. Do I have any? I do not. Ah! Ooh, the boots of 1328. Anyway, try some
Good to have you on the team.
legendary Shattered Realm. I'll have to pick my tools wisely. And
so barter is warranted.
Yeah, legendary Shattered Realm. Yeah, that's how we're gonna play this by ear. We're gonna run some legendary Shattered Realm first, and then parlay that. It's a big word, parlay.
So who won?
And if that doesn't work, we're just gonna call it a night. Feet boots of the assembler. Solar final blows improve weapon damage. You are harder to slow or freeze with stasis. Always appreciated that. I got my flame feet on. Anywho. No, don't mind me. This is just hurting my brain. There we go. Okay, now my brain doesn't hurt anymore. Anywho. I can say let's check the validity of it, but let's see what it entails. You see how it says plunder a new dungeon? And you're like, oh, cool. And then you look at this and it's like, unravel a new destiny. It looks like Titan.
Solving problems out in the world, huh?
The Lucent Brood. Wow.
I can work with this.
And you see, look. 4 seasons of Destiny. 2 dungeons in year 5. Exotic SMG Catalyst. Saying it, folks. Pre-order and instantly unlock. Oh, that's the emote that people have been doing. Anyway, it's hurting my brain that there's commercials on my director.
Solving problems out in the world.
This doesn't sit right with my spirit. But let's try the Shattered Realm, because I'm definitely not doing a legendary astral alignment. Kiss my ass. Okay, so the legend version is 1320. What do we got? Unstoppable, Overload, Equipment Lock, Match Game, fuck. Vandals, Chaff. There's Arc, Solar, and Void enemies? Arc, Solar, Void with a split.
No time for politics.
I can help you.
Cryptoarchaeology is like agriculture.
That's actually not a bad look.
Slow, hoping our efforts bear fruit.
Let's talk.
I knew it.
Am I using the Thermoclastic? Okay, so I've got Overload on my melees at least. That would leave... That means I need... Fuck. That means I need Unstoppable on the pulse rifles. And I don't want to give up high energy fire for that. Actually, there's no way I can have this mod at all if I want to do that.
Earth's a good place. Worth fighting for.
The archives give it, and the cryptarchs make it into something useful.
Okay.
I'm done.
Stock's always changing. Don't take too long.
Because this thing has osmosis on it.
I can help you.
Shoot. No, fuck you, I'm bringing the Vex.
No substitute for a full magazine.
I really thought about that for a second, like, well, what if I maybe... No. How about we don't do that? Alright, let's try the Shattered Realm. I do not have high hopes. Because my name is Expert Penguin, not SO fucking Tyrek.
The archives give it, and the cryptarchs make it into something useful.
Actually, given all the taken enemies, I like the idea of being slower to freeze with stasis. That actually...
Did you miss that run in the Crucible? Shame.
That actually does a lot for my mental health, actually. It's a good look. It's a good look. That's all. Fuck is this? Replenishes health each time you pick up a bag of dicks. I would rather you do that. Okay. This is how we're going in there. Equipment lock. Overload unstoppable. Weapons out the wazoo.
Journey forth, Guardian, and be bold.
Yeet. 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 I'm making these noises because I'm nervous. Oh man, you already know you're in trouble when the goblins are taking 2 shots. Don't take in Centurions. That's an arc shield? Oops. I forgot about the arc. Maybe I should have brought Divinity. This mission is already going extremely well. Wow! Something tells me this isn't going to go well. I mean, I find it so funny because I thought I was just going to have all 3 of my characters dressed up like dinosaurs, but I ended up really liking the whole Earth 2 Drifter concept. Wow. Okay. Plans need to be reformulated. Yeah, plans need to be drastically reformulated. There's too many taken enemies in this mission in general for me to not have a significant, like, taken wall of defense against shit like this. And the sword is just a bad idea because no good ever came from getting up close and personal with taken champions. Okay. Let me try this again. I clearly need to make some changes. So I think we're gonna give up on Boots of the Assembler. Or the Path of the Burning Kek. Kek! Oh no. Oh, there goes all the pills. No, I want to run Helm of Saint 14. That seems more sensible as a choice. I could rock Helma Saint 14 just if I want that extra blinding, you know, that I want that blinding energy, you know. These things are just here for no reason. 3, definitely arc damage resistance. I'll take all of that. Thank you. Crazy asses. Oh no, what happened to my... Oh. I mean, my feet are strong. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Anyway. God. My quest to cancel myself continues. Unfettered. Unencumbered. Listen, look at my feet. I got claw feet. Ah! Help me. Help me. I've escaped from the local asylum and I am in fact mad. That's stasis. See, if it wasn't stasis, that'd actually be a little bit more valuable to me. Oh. I forgot this had osmosis on it. Yeet. You thinking what I'm thinking? How about Unstoppable Pulse? Alright, how about Overload Bow? Unstoppable Pulse. Discipline. Okay. And... Yo, what's a brother gotta do to get some Trinity Ghoul, though? Can I get some Trinity Ghoul? There it is. Boom. Void. Arc. Fuck. I forgot about the solar. Hive Wizards are solar, though. Ugh. What a dilemma. Yeah, that's the way we're gonna play it. And if I play my cards right... No, because if I make this arc, I don't have a strong solar third aside from that fucking sword, and I really don't want to on... I mean, I could just do that. I just feel like chicanery is afoot. Like, I want this to legit not suck. But I legitimately feel like fuckery is afoot. Alright, let's try this. And that's it. And then we're done. This is my last oorah. Who the heck is this person and why are they on my television?
Once more, we part the curtain of reality, and you step beyond.
You're making good progress. I believe that's another beacon ahead. The beacon is aligned. Get ready for an attack.
Well, that's not good.
You're making good progress. I believe that's another beacon ahead.
Yep. This might be tougher than I thought.
Get ready for an attack.
And it's fine. Yeah, no. We can always end today here. This feels like it would take like an hour or more. I'm lacking the stamina. I'm lacking the stamina. I'm lacking the stamina. I am. It's okay. I can admit it. What I was going to say. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. My balls. Okay. Here we go. Let's. Biodome. That's right. Get blinded. Get out my bubble. Don't let me into my zone. Get out of my zone. Don't let me get in 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 my zone. Where'd my zone go? Oh no. My zone! Oh no. They got me out of my zone. My zone! Before I call it a night, I have to say, what good does it do to make this,
The telemetry
to
you're
take the
sending from the
matchmaking
compass
away?
looks good. There should be a beacon nearby.
This is kind of fucked. You know, I wish this was something you could solo easily, but it's not, unfortunately. And it looks like it's just made harder just for the sake of being harder. Which is unfortunate, but to be expected. A. Pedestrovia! If you know anything like I do, you know what I'm going to say. That'll conclude tonight's expert playlist. Thank you for watching. As always, you can catch us on the socials. Us. You can catch me on the socials. At Expert Penguin. /Expert Penguin says on Facebook. At Expert Penguin on Twitter and IG. Soon to be TikTok. And, yeah. /Expert Penguin on Twitch and the YouTubes. Follow, like, subscribe. Don't do any of that. Just come to the streams. They're a good time. At least I think so. Ah! I know so. What you mean? That talk we had about the dungeons? Stellar. Phenomenal. But in any case, I will leave it there. This has been Expert Playlist number 142. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. thank you for doing the thing. I will see you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow, where I convinced myself that we would be playing Dead Space 2, but I think I'm going to inject something a little bit more interesting in there instead. It's a pretty rad indie game called, Beep. Keep it a secret for now. But until then, my fine feathered friends, I am the expert of penguins. Thank you for watching, and until we return on all of the appropriate bat times and channels, good night, everybody. Yep. Good night. That's what we're selling here on the Expert Playlist. Good night. Also nightmares, as you can see, but also good nights. Yeah. Have them. Have them. See you tomorrow, you heathens. Seriously, at Instagram. Okay, at Expert Penguin on Instagram. At Expert Playlist, son. Or else, Rupee Wise. Yes, we're gonna call him Rupee Wise over here. He will get you in your sleep.